Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to show you how to paint a beautiful island in the sun. I've already put the yellow and red and orange sky in. Unfortunately, I forgot to put the camera on. But anyway, let's get going with the rest of it. I take a bottle cap, put it into a tissue, tighten it up, make that, and I put it right onto the painting. It absorbs the paint, and voila, I have a sun. So now we're going to get started on the island. I take my ultramarine blue and a little brown. I put that on. It looks a little bit on the light side, so I'm going to have to add a little bit more blue, which I'm doing here, just to darken it up. This is going to be my rock, and you'll see how it turns out. I add the blue and the brown so that when I scrape it, you'll see the colors underneath it. Right now I have to just straighten the bottom because it's on water. It can't be, it has to be even. So I'm just erasing the bottom part of what I painted. And over here now I'm just going to put in a little bit of green, which is the foliage on top of the rock. And it's dark green, it's in the sunlight, you don't get to see it. Here I take my palette knife and I'm just scraping out the top of the rocks. And you'll see the rocks are looking like they've got multicolors. You'll see the blue and the brown showing through. And that's just the top. Now here I'm just scraping out some marks, grass marks in the foliage. Doesn't come up to anything, but now I'm going to take the tissue. I'm just going to blot out a few more pieces of the rocks, and here's where you're going to see it shine. You'll see the blue shining through and the brown shining through. Again, I'm putting marks in the foliage, just heavy grass, heavy reeds. Now I'm going to put some trees in here. I like to do the pine trees. That's what we have here in Ontario. And pine trees are fairly simple. I take a nice green, and I use Hunter's Green and I use Payne's Gray. I put them together and I paint my trees. I use the side of the brush to make the branches. And down at the bottom, I want to make it a little darker, just because I've got the sun in the background. And we're just going to fill in the bottom of the tree. We're going to paint it right to the top of the rock so that the rock will show up a little bit better. And I'm going to do another tree in a minute right over here. But just filling in some more dark spots on the pine tree. And here we go with the other tree, doing exactly the same thing, using my Payne's Gray and Hunter's Green, and the side of the brush just to paint the tree in. Gonna do some more trees on this side to balance it out. Again, make it a little taller. You don't want the trees to be all the same height. You don't want them all to look exactly the same. So here I've put in my green and Payne's Gray. It's a little bit on the light side, so I'm adding a little bit more Payne's Gray to it to darken it up, and especially where the foliage is, so you can see more of the tree as opposed to the foliage. And again, I paint to the top of the rock just to highlight the rock. If I can get right down to the rock. In the dark, you see the lighter top of the rock, so it just looks a little nicer, a little more realistic. One more tree on the side here, and the same thing. Side of the brush, make the branches, a little bit of dry brush so it's not solid, and looks a lot more realistic. And we're going to go all the way down to the rocks again. Now we're going to paint a little tree over on the left, but this one I'm not going to put foliage on. I'm just going to paint the branches on their own. Looks like weather worn, just to make it look a little different. Nice and simple. All simple strokes. Just use the point of the brush to get those branches on. Paint it right down to the rock again. We'll put another little one over here. It just makes it look much more realistic when you're putting in the weather-worn trees. I'm going to do another one right over here, a little closer to the sun. Here I'm just using my regular Payne's Gray, and where the sun is, I'm going to use my raw sienna just to make it look like it's in the sunlight. So just to give it a little bit of a difference. Now we put the rest of the branches in. Again, I use the point of the brush to do those branches, as opposed to the side of the brush for the foliage. And we're going to do another tree over here. Nice and simple, easy. Point of the brush. And where it comes to the sun, we're going to add a little bit more raw sienna. There we go. That'll be the foliage. We'll darken it up a tad with our Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray and Hunter's Green, actually. That looks a little on the dark side. I'm going to have to just blot that out a tad. Finish off the rest of the branches, the foliage, and there we go. Again, right down to the rocks. The reason I do that is to highlight the top of the rock there. That brings it out. Now I'll just have to try to soften those branches a tad. I'm just going to pat them dry. There we go. Now we'll put the reflection of the rock in here. Again, a little bit of ultramarine blue and my burnt sienna. And there you have it, a beautiful island in the sunset. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. See you again real soon, and thank you for watching.